when you were finished, do you send the final thing off to a mastering house, or do you finish it up yourself, or
Generally, kind of master it myself.
do it yourself?
Also, it's the point where a lot of times it'll get mixed. It's just kind of gets mastered at the same time. You know, I'll sit there and like put stuff on the master fader before like the final limiter and kind of figure that out there.
That's interesting. That kind of basically brings me straight on to what I want to talk about, which is, more and more guys I know are doing exactly that.
Yeah.
They're kind of mastering as they're going, and like, and sort of putting the limiting on and everything on the master bus as they're producing the tune. And there's kind of two schools of thought here, where some people are like, the mastering should be a separate process. It should be, you should get it done and get the sequencing done, and then just focus on this as one thing. But then, some people I know guys that are turning out amazing mixes who are just,
It
also doing it all on the fly.
It also depends on the genre of music. I feel like if you're doing rock or pop or anything where you could really benefit from what a mastering engineer is going to be doing, definitely. Or if you just want a different set of ears on it. I just know personally, a lot of times when I've sent stuff off to a mastering house and just not happy with the results, and I'm just thinking to myself, like, God, I could have done a better job with this, just easily. Or for instance, like we did something for a rock band, and it was a remix LP that they put out. Everything was just super cranked, but I sent them very wide range, like 24-bit master, tons of headroom, and when the guy limited it, they kept it fairly soft. And I was just kind of ticked because the original version that I made, where I pushed it through a limiter myself, I kept it pretty heavy. And it would have sat better with the other version. But I don't know. I guess that, maybe they wanted this version of this song to just sit further back from the rest of them. But, again, like, some, the people who are really good are very expensive. And, it just depends, sometimes you're better off mastering your own stuff.
So if you were going to do that, would you stick a limiter on, like, out of the gate, just so you know what the finished product's going to sound like?
I would tend not to do that because the way I work on a tune, like the working process, I tend to just try to focus on the creative aspects of it. I'll chuck one limiter on to make sure there's no overs. And I'll oftentimes find myself pegging the shit out of it. But, again, for me, it's all about the creative process, and I always think about it like there's always a final pass later. There's always a chance to fix it, get the ideas out first, and then go back and do that. Now, granted, if it's just a straight-up engineering gig, I don't know, I guess I kind of do the same thing. Like, I'll just go through, process everything, and then get the mix to sit right, and then just sort of towards the end, start pulling it down and see what gets lost, like make sure my transients and my drum hits are coming through, all that kind of stuff.
Now, there's been a lot of talk about the loudness war in mastering, and I mean, I think that it's definitely possibly more of a problem in other styles of music. I mean, is it a problem given that, I mean, the style, I mean, talk about drum and bass, it is
I was about to say
it's a hot style, that's kind of the sound is almost, I mean, obviously you can go too far with everything, I suppose.
I feel like the loudness war has gotten a little ridiculous in drum and bass. Now, granted, I've had people, like I've said that to, like other producers, be like, man, fuck you, I'm trying to get my stuff to sound as loud as yours, and I'm just like, I'm just keeping up with the Joneses, I guess. There is just kind of what you have to do. Personally, I think the loudness war sucks. I feel like music should be more dynamic. I've heard this a lot in dubstep, and I applaud a lot of the producers for keeping it pulled back a bit, And other genres, you'll hear it as well. But the worst part of it all is, you have an iPod, and take, for instance, I have I'm playing random, an old Pixies tune plays right into some brand new rock song, it's just like night and day, it's like reaching for the volume knob.
Yeah.
And it's crazy to think about that the levels are really nominal between the two. Yeah, but if you look at a waveform, one's a brick and the other's got some little bit of life to it.
Yeah. Okay, cool. I actually asked the Lifted forum whether they wanted to ask any questions because obviously they're sort of a big supporter of you guys. So I thought it'd be cool to open it up.
Yeah, definitely.
A lot of the questions are about the same. I'm going to group like two of these together. We've got Kabo Man who said he wants to know if anything planned for Lifted and if you have anything planned for your own label. And then Grintech said any more computer club tunes, collabs, and pipelines. Is there going to be a European tour in the near future? And can we expect more negative media / video clips?
Well, as far as the last one goes, the negative media stuff, we kind of put it to bed because it was like a phase when we were living in Atlanta that we were just like, we're all living together. I had this video camera and was just shooting us being idiots all the time. And I guess that's just really where like the whole negative media thing was born out of. I would love to do like a tour with those guys. Like, you know, we're all real good friends, and you know, I feel like that's kind of evolved into what Ludacris is trying to do. And I guess I shouldn't say too much, but there's a video coming soon that's going to be pretty awesome. For their new mix, Talk is Cheap. But yeah, as far as the Evil Intent stuff goes, we would love to put out some more stuff on Lifted. You know, good friends of ours, and we're, you know, again, just like we're getting more music going right now. With the newer tunes that we've worked on, we've been going a bit in the drum step, or I don't even know what the hell, there's no real proper name for it, D&B step, drum step, half step, whatever the fuck step. Yeah. But we're really excited by that genre and that style, so that's something we've been working on a bit. Yeah, as far as our own label goes, probably put out some stuff on it as well. Yeah, and of course, press the vinyl when we can. I mean, that's kind of something we're a bit old school on. It's really nice to have physical product out there.
Yeah, of course.
So. And the computer club stuff, yes, for the last part, yeah. Like, I had finished a remix a little while ago with La Castlevania, often frequent collaborator of mine. And yeah, it's of Diesel Boy's Invid, so it should come out very soon. And it's just like the heaviest electro tune I think we've ever done.
Oh, look out.
Yeah.
Nice, okay. I mean, a lot of these questions along the same tip. Jay Nurtress asks, what is the new album sounding like? More experimental electronic music? And also, will there be a live show internationally ever?
We really want to do some live shows internationally. The thing is, it is a bit of, it's a lot of money to do, and I think that's kind of where it gets difficult. But hopefully, yeah, I mean, I would absolutely love to bring it outside of the States, basically. I feel like, you know, more people need to experience it. As far as the new material goes, we do have some stuff that we've been working on, or we're working on, that's in a more experimental direction. Really cool sounding stuff. I do hope that we can, you know, wrap some of that up. I don't know if we're going to do an album in the same format, though. Like, we've discussed a lot of different ideas with how to go about that, but I don't know if it's anything I should get into publicly.
Yeah. Okay. Now, there's one final one here, which I wasn't going to read out, but it's kind of brought me on to another question of mine. So the original question from Rinsa is why your newest track 404213 is fucking drum step? Question mark. And so, I mean, you can answer that, but my question is, a lot of people seem like if you have any kind of success doing anything, they kind of expect you to do that exact same thing
exactly
forever. Yeah. And people, like I've seen in forums and stuff, people talk to people like they owe you something, and you've never even met this person.
Dude,
and like,
see it all the time. It's all.
To me, it's fundamental.
You know, I don't know. Look, people get excited over your music, and that's totally cool, and I appreciate that. I'm glad people are that big of a fan. But yeah, that tune is actually untitled, by the way. That's just something I think El Hornet wrote when he did the mix, because it was in the latest Pendulum Essential mix. So the tune's not even completely done yet. It's very still rough, but we're excited by that sound. So I mean, that's I guess why drum step. But no, we're still doing straight up drum and bass stuff too, and of course we're doing dubstep. You know, people, yeah, like you know, you said when they get attached to a sound that you've been doing, you know, they're really into it. But that doesn't mean we're going to stop doing stuff like that. It's just that, you know, we're excited by this right now, so we're kind of, that's why we're doing it.
Yeah. Cool. All right. So the sound has just turned shit for you. I'm sorry.
Sorry.
The battery on the audio recorder went dead, which is my fault. So we better call it a day there. I've taken up far too much of your time. Anyway, thank you very much. It has been a great chat, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your stay in London.
Will do.
Cool. Yeah, that's all we've got time for today. Join us at theDSPproject.com. Leave a comment or a message or a question or something. See ya.